Okay, here's a video on your research project. Excuse me, I need to clear my throat a little. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about what the research project is all about. Pay attention, please, that I'm calling it a project because it really is. It's much more than just a simple paper that you're writing. You're also including a proposal, an abstract, an annotated bibliography, all the skills that you would need, works cited list, outline, a rough draft, a final draft, all the skills that you need to polish before you're really going to be capable of, excuse me again, of doing college level research writing effectively, and it also is building all the skills that you need as far as critical thinking and reading. So the research project, I want you to pay very, very close attention to the handout because it lays out for you exactly what it is you're supposed to do. Now, one thing I want you to notice right off the bat is that what we're writing is a proposal argument. And a proposal argument is in a class by itself. It's an argument where you identify some sort of issue or problem that's occurring. Now, the very best proposal arguments are written about something that's close to home, something that's local, something that's happening in the community of Ashland, or perhaps right here on campus, or if you're further away in your own community or the community where you live. Some issue that's going on, some problem. Now, for a number of years, we had a problem with getting students from one side of Siskiyou Boulevard to the other. And I don't know if you heard or not, but just maybe a year and a half ago, we had one student who was actually killed out on Siskiyou Boulevard because nobody saw her as she was walking across the crosswalks talking into her cell phone, and she didn't notice the oncoming traffic either. So that's the kind of issue that could potentially be turned into a proposal argument. You identify what the problem is, look at it from all angles. You then would see how others have weighed in on that problem. What are some ways that other people have seen it? People should pay better attention when they cross the street, or we should build a crosswalk that goes up and over the street. We should build a tunnel under the street, or we should put big flashing lights up there so that when a student crosses, or anybody crosses, they can hit the button and the lights will flash and drivers will be alerted immediately that there's somebody coming. So you see, there's a lot of different ways to look at any one issue. And then what you would do is you would propose. That's where the proposal part of the proposal argument comes in. You would propose what you see as the most viable solution to that problem. In this case, the flashing light seems to have been the one that people chose. So be thinking then about what issues you're concerned about, what issues you know that are happening locally, and you can expand ever outward. If there's absolutely nothing that strikes your fancy as far as what's going on in the world right now, the war in Iraq, the healthcare issue, the bipartisanship in Congress, anything that you could think of, if there, is all fair game as long as there's an issue for which you can propose a solution. And in your paper, what you'll be doing is, again, identifying what this issue is, giving all the detail, all the definitions, all the description that a reader needs to be able to understand it, and then talking about how other people have weighed in on this topic, and then proposing a completely researched solution to the problem. And in addition to the solution, I also need to see some sense of how you plan on implementing these solutions. It's one thing to present this pie in the sky solution. I'll have little jet hovercrafts waiting on each side of the street that the students can get into and just fly up over the top of the traffic. Obviously that's not something that you'd be able to implement. So I want you to deal also with how you would implement the solution to your problem. Then, after you've discussed the solution and the implementation, then you would have the conclusion. I don't want you to think that the solution becomes your conclusion. It's a whole segment of the paper on its own. Now, this research paper is your magnus opus, your great work. It's the longest paper that we write in the class, and I know that there are some Writing 122 teachers who've had students write a 10 to 15 page research paper. My viewpoint is that I can tell in 5 to 7 pages whether you have the skills that you need or whether you don't. And that's what this is about. This is a skill-based class. It's about learning the skills that you can then take into your other classes or out into the world with you. And it doesn't require a lengthy paper for me to be able to see if you're getting those skills or not. So part of what you're doing when you write is establishing your credibility as a writer. We've talked extensively in previous models about developing your ethos, and in developing who you are as a writer, somebody that you can trust, somebody who's credible because you're using good evidence to support your viewpoints. All of that matters in the research paper. Another component of the research paper is that you're all going to be doing presentations of some sort. Now, right now, I have one class, our final class, way up, I believe it's December 3rd, scheduled, so that if you prefer, you can do the presentation in front of the class in a traditional way. I also have 2 other options for you to do your presentations. There'll be 2 Illuminate sessions. Illuminate is presentation software where you sign on, you bring in your PowerPoint slides or any visuals that you plan on using, and then you conduct the session on Illuminate. Under course documents, there's a guide for using Illuminate with some tips, and I'll talk about that further in the instruction. So all of the any one of those 3 ways to present. There'll be an evening session of Illuminate, there'll be a morning session of Illuminate, and there'll be the face-to-face class at our regular meeting time, 5 to 7. So be thinking about how you want to do that in addition to what you want to have for your topic. I'm also going to be showing you in the screen capture video I'll give you a little bit of help on how to make use of the library. I'm hoping to bring Dale Vidmar in so that he can show you how to use RefWorks, which is an excellent program that is invaluable when you're doing research. And because it does your works cited lists for you, and it does them almost flawlessly, almost without flaw. So all of those things I'm going to make available to you, and I just wanted to talk to you through this little video camera first off so that I can introduce you to the idea of the research paper, the proposal argument concept, and hopefully get some questions going in your head so that you can email them to me and I'll be able to answer them. Okay, that's it for now.